Hello, mathematicians. This is Mrs. Straight, and it is time for math. Please grab your paper and pencil. To be most successful and to have the easiest time in your independent practice, you will actively engage and follow along, writing the problems when I ask you to during the lesson. Our learning target today is I can use place value to solve addition and subtraction problems with regrouping. Today, we're going to continue our work on two-digit subtraction. Your success criteria is I am successful when I can use place value to subtract two-digit numbers. We've been working really hard at subtracting two-digit numbers using place value and a standard algorithm. There's a couple things I'm going to point out today. One is I want to point out that the total when we subtract is always on the top. It's always we take away a part from the total, which means that the total has to be on top and we subtract the part. That'll give us the other part. Total minus the part equals part. The same holds true when we subtract this same equation horizontally. The total minus the part equals the part. So the total must come first. Even if the answer is moved to the other side and we have a line and the equal sign, the total still starts off the expression part of the equation. When we subtract, we're going to start in the ones place. Now I'm going to use this standard method first this time. We're going to check our work with the place value model. And I'm going to show you a strategy that will be very helpful for you because it's very helpful for me. When we subtract, we start in the ones place. If you have 7, you cannot take away 9. 7 minus 9 is impossible. If I have 7 ones here, I can't take away 9. If there's more on the floor, I go next door. More on the floor, I go next door. That's the same thing in the tens place. If there were more on the floor, I'd have to go to the hundreds place and break up 100. In this equation, we just have tens and ones. So I'm going to have to go next door because I have more on the floor. I'm going to go to the tens place and I am going to break up a 10. Take one 10. That's going to become 3. If I have 4 tens and I take a 10, I get 3 tens. Now that 10 doesn't go away. It comes to the ones place. But once it turns into a 1, it actually turns into 10 ones. So I'm going to write that up here, 10. Now, I already had 7 ones, and I can't forget those. I call those the ones on the table. I have 10 plus 7. So once I'm done with my ones place, I'm going to end up with 17 ones. I have the 10 that I brought over from the tens place, and the extra 7 that I had in my 47 originally. That's going to be 17. So I'm not going to have 7 ones, I'm going to have 17. Now I'm ready to subtract. Now I have 17 ones, and I don't have more on the floor anymore. So 17 minus 9. Well, I know my math facts, and 9 plus 8 is 17. And if I don't know my math facts, I can count up to the total. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 8 fingers I'm holding up. So the answer to 17 minus 9 is 8. But remember, we are not done until we've subtracted all of our place values. I need to go to the tens place. 3 minus 3 is 0. Now I can leave the 0 on the left side off because 0, 8 is the same thing as 8. But I like to leave that placeholder in so I remember to subtract all the place values. Did you see how it helped me to write this equation? When I was regrouping, I have to remember the 7 I already had here. And when I bring this 110 over, it turns into 10 ones. Let's prove 8 is the answer. Let's prove 43 minus 39 is 8. Let's do this on our place value model. So the first thing we needed to do was to start in the ones place and take 9 away from 7. Well, we can't do that. So we'll take this 10, we'll break it up, and it will now become ones. Now I'm going to set this up so that I can see very clearly, and when you regroup using your drawings, you can cross them off and create a new 10 frame, make sure when you're drawing your dots, you set them up like a 10 frame. This will be very helpful for you. When you're looking, you can see 10 and 7, and right away you can see that is 17. This is the 10 that we brought over from the tens place. This is the extra 7 that we had. This is part of the original 47. When we put that together, we get 17. Now, look, we only have 3 tens left. That's the 3 that I have right here. It's time to subtract now. I'm ready to subtract because I have enough ones to take away 9. So I'm going to grab my pen and I'm going to start crossing off. I'm going to take away 9. So I know that I'm going to take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And right away I can see that in my ones place, 17 minus 9 is 8. Now I need to subtract the tens place. Remember, we're not done till we complete all of the place values. I need to take away 3. So I'm going to take away 1, 2, 3. I don't have any tens, and I have 8 ones. The answer is 8. Did you see how helpful it was for me to write this up here? This helped me even if I didn't do the place value model. Let's do one together. This time, we're going to solve 50. I guess I gotta bury my pen. We're going to solve 51 minus 34. Now, one thing I want you to remember, you need to always check. If this problem were 51 minus 31, we would not have more on the floor, and we wouldn't need to go next door. If I have 1, I can take away 1. 1 minus 1, we all know that. That's easy. That's 0. And 5 tens minus 3 tens, well, we know that too, is 2. The answer to 51 minus 31 is 20. So when we don't have more on the floor, we have to be careful. Always check. Ask yourself, do I have more on the floor? In this case, in this problem, 51 minus 34, we do. Before we start, let's model 51. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 1. 51. Now, notice how I left myself space in case I need to make a new 10 here. Your workspace has to stay neat, or else you will start getting messed up with your model, and that could mess you up when you're trying to solve your equation. I have 1, and I need to take away 4. Can't do that. So I need to take away a 10 and make some ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's write that up here. What should we write up here? If I had 1, but I brought a 10 over, that's going to be 10 ones that I added. But how many did I still have? I already had 1. So when we add that together, we're going to get 11. Let's model that. Let's work on this now on our equation. First, we took away a 10. That gave us 4. Then we took that 10, that 1 10, and brought it to our ones place. That gave us 10, plus the one we had is 11. And we can see that 11 right here. Now 11 minus 4 we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and cross off 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to leave me 6 plus that 1 up there is 7. 11 minus 4 is 7. Now I know that fact. I know 4 plus 7 is 11. And if I don't, I can count on. I can say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 7 fingers up. So that is 7. 11 minus 4 is 7. Are we done yet? Oh, I'm so glad you said no. We still have to finish our tens place. We have only subtracted 4. The problem was 51 minus 34. I still need to subtract the 3 tens to make 30. So 4 minus 3, well, I know that in my head is 1, but let's prove that over here in our model. Let's take away 1, 2, 3. Yep, I see that 1 right here. So I see 1 10 and 7 ones. In my model, I see 17. In my equation, 4 minus 3 is 1. And I also see the 17. So 2 things you learned today. One is you can use this strategy when you're regrouping. When you're taking a 10 to make more ones, you can write the 10 ones that came from the tens place, plus the extra ones that you have left here that you started with, the original ones. Put them together and you're going to have how many you will end up with in ones after you regroup. But don't forget, first take away from the tens to give to the ones. You also learn to check to see if there's more on the floor. Because like in this equation, there wasn't more on the floor and we didn't have to regroup. This was an easy problem because there was no regrouping necessary. Now it's your turn. Go to Seesaw and use any strategy that you have seen today. You can build a place value model and then use the standard method. Or you can use the standard method using this strategy as you regroup and check with your place value. Have fun!